Hi everyone, welcome to our hazard virtual field trip. We will be making 3 stops along the way. At each stop we will be evaluating a hazard in either the lithosphere, atmosphere, or hydrosphere. We will also be providing a proposed solution for combating or dealing with each hazard. Our first stop is Los Angeles, California, where we will discuss the atmospheric hazard of climate change in the form of global warming. Over the past 50 years, global temperature has increased substantially. One of the reasons for that is our reliance on burning fossil fuels. CO2 enters the atmosphere as a product of burned fossil fuels. Once it is in the atmosphere, CO2 absorbs radiation from the sun that is bounced off Earth, trapping it in the atmosphere. The more CO2 there is in the atmosphere, the more radiation gets trapped. The trapped radiation causes the temperature of the Earth to steadily rise. For Los Angeles, one of the main producers of CO2 is the car. Because LA is so densely populated, there are more cars on the road now than ever, and for longer periods of time as well. One way we can combat global warming is the use of energy-efficient public transportation, like the metro trains. More people in trains means fewer cars on the road, which equals less CO2 in the atmosphere. Los Angeles has been regularly expanding its public transportation system with no signs of stopping, which is a step in the right direction. The second stop on our hazard virtual field trip is Northridge, California, where we will be discussing the lithospheric hazard of earthquakes. In 1994, Northridge experienced a 6.6 magnitude earthquake. The greater Los Angeles area has a huge system of faults underneath it. The Northridge earthquake was caused by a blind thrust fault that scientists didn't even know existed before the earthquake hit. The shaking only lasted around 15 to 20 seconds, but was so forceful that it could be felt as far away as 220 miles. The Northridge earthquake was devastating and caused the deaths of 57 people. Earthquakes cannot be prevented, but advanced warning systems are being steadily improved. There are things that we can do that would help us survive during and after an earthquake. During an earthquake, it is important to get under something stable and heavy like a desk until the shaking has stopped. It is also important to know the evacuation plan for the building you're in. Be sure to have a way to communicate with family and have a pre-designated meetup spot for after the shaking has stopped. Another important aspect is having an earthquake preparedness kit full of essentials like non-perishable food and water. It's important to regularly update and practice all these steps. For the last stop on our field trip, we will be heading back to Los Angeles to discuss the hydrospheric hazard of flooding. Flooding is usually caused by heavy rain. Even if an area is equipped to handle some rainfall, if it is abnormally heavy, there can be severe flooding. Areas where there is not much vegetation or woodlands can be susceptible to flooding as well. Trees and other plants help intercept rainfall before it hits the ground, which helps prevent flooding. Also, if there is not much vegetation in the drainage areas, then the amount of water running off the surface will be high. In an area like Los Angeles, there's much more concrete and asphalt than vegetation. The heavy rainfall has been on the decline in LA, but when we do get lots of rain, there's a high chance of flash floods. It is up to city planning to ensure that LA is prepared to deal with a flood. But there are things that you can do if you find yourself stuck in one. It is important to keep an eye on the news reports for mandatory and suggested evacuation areas. If you are in a flood, be sure to avoid crossing flooding areas and head towards higher, non-flooded areas with an emergency kit if possible. This has been our hazard virtual field trip. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.